Hello, and welcome to my presentation. My organizational change management plan will focus on the purchase and implementation of the iReady Adaptive Learning Program for the 4th grade team at Smith Elementary School. To maintain school privacy, I have changed the name of the school for this presentation. Let's begin by understanding the education system that this plan will aim to improve. Smith Elementary is located in Broward County, Florida. The student population changes as the school has recently become a Title I school, which means that over half of the student population qualifies for free and reduced lunch. The majority of students at Smith Elementary are Hispanic, Black, and Asian. The school has 4 4th grade classes with 25 to 26 students in each class. There is 1 teacher for each of the floor classes and no aides. 4th grade students have their own laptop to use in their classroom. The purpose of 4th grade is to educate students so that they master the 4th grade Florida standards. The mission of 4th grade is for students to be promoted to 5th grade. In order for students to be promoted to 5th grade, they must pass the Florida Standards Assessment, or FSA, with a Level 2 or higher in both English Language Arts and Math. Level 3 is considered proficient. Last year, only about 40% of 4th grade students were considered proficient in both the Math and ELA standards. The FSA is administered on the computer. Now I will tell you more details about my learning technology project. The current situation within 4th grade at Smith Elementary is that teachers are lacking time and have too many students to effectively close learning gaps and differentiate their instruction for more students to become proficient in the Florida standards. Many learners are not acquiring the prerequisite skills for 4th grade at the time they should, and administration does not have a way of tracking student data without giving teachers additional work of developing data reports on their class. The school also needs to better meet the needs of low-income families. An answer to all of these challenges is the iReady program. The iReady program was created by Curriculum Associates to be used in blended instructional settings and is available for grades kindergarten through 12th in reading and math. Lessons on iReady are developed based on state standards, so each state does not get the exact same lessons. iReady uses an online adaptive diagnostic assessment that assesses each student's skills across multiple grade levels. The results of this diagnostic assessment are then used to identify an instructional path for each student based on individual domains. This technology would help in closing learning gaps because the system targets individual student needs across grade levels. This also saves time for both teacher and student because they can access their targeted lessons at any time inside or outside of school. Students can use iReady in school as morning work, center activities, or even as direct instruction during math or reading time. If they are accessing them outside of school, then they do not need a parent to help teach them the skill because the program is doing it for them. This can save teachers countless hours of planning and instructional time instead of teaching remediation lessons or activities for skills that should have been mastered in previous grade levels. Teachers can use the data generated to create instructional groups based on similar areas of weaknesses to make better use of face-to-face instructional time as well. Teachers and administrators will have instant data to analyze without needing to spend time grading. Students will become familiar with using computer features to take a test to better prepare them for the FSA. The first stage of the change management plan will be to establish a sense of urgency. The main concern at Smith Elementary is that less than half of 4th grade students last year were considered proficient in the Florida standards. If iReady is not purchased for use in 4th grade, then student proficiency on the ELA and Math FSA will continue to decline, which will lead to a decline in the overall school grade. Some schools within the area of Smith Elementary have already purchased this program, so we will be putting the school at even more of a disadvantage by not implementing this innovative technology as well. A decline in test scores will potentially lead to a decline in student enrollment due to school choice. The iReady program will address each and every one of these issues. iReady is backed by extensive research that proves its effectiveness. For instance, in a study of 1.1 million students by the Educational Research Institute of America, they found that Ready students outperform their peers on state assessments by an average of 19% in reading and 24% in math. Additionally, the Institute also observed that for schools with Title I status, a high percentage of minority students or large free or reduced lunch populations, those that used Ready instruction had significantly higher percentages of students achieving proficiency on the 2014 Common Core-based state assessment. Each stakeholder will see benefits from implementing this new technology. Administration will see the learning gains iReady produces in students that will benefit the whole school, as well as the fact that administration will be able to monitor data for every class weekly from their computer. For teachers, iReady will decrease the amount of work they are currently doing by delivering individualized lessons to each student based on their areas of weakness, and help their students' test scores increase by exposing students to the type of computer testing features they will see on the FSA. For students and parents, iReady is a very fun program designed to be engaging to children. It uses games as rewards and interesting characters to teach each lesson. Additionally, it does not require them to do anything except monitor their child's use of the program. All of the stakeholders have in common the benefit of seeing student test scores go up. Potential sources of complacency may come from a lack of sufficient performance feedback from external sources. Currently, all of the data that is used to monitor student progress throughout the school year and before the FSA is collected by the teachers from tests that do not match the format of the FSA. Making data that is collected by iReady so readily available to administration on a regular basis may startle some teachers and make them feel even more pressure to get their student scores raised. They may also feel like they are being put under more scrutiny than before. However, I would address this by clarifying that transparency is needed in order to understand weaknesses, and the iReady program is a tool to help boost student achievement, not to evaluate teachers. The next stage in this plan will be to develop a guiding coalition. Each member of the leadership team will introduce the technology project to the rest of the team and support them throughout the transition and implementation of the technology. The principal and assistant principal will present the technology project to the teachers, parents, and students. The principal and assistant principal will organize training for the iReady program and then monitor student data across the grade level. They will regularly meet with the team to assess progress and make any needed changes. The literacy coach will provide further assistance to all of the 4th grade teachers as needed. The 4th grade team leader will serve as a voice for the teachers and provide additional communication between the teachers and leadership team. The team leader will document ways that the teachers are using iReady to meet the goal of increased proficiency through differentiation and share the documentation with administration. The 4 4th grade teachers can be compared to managers. With guidance from the leadership team, they will decide specifically how and when they will use the technology with each of their classes. They will meet regularly with each other to share ideas, progress, and any challenges that may arise. As mentioned before, the teachers will create a plan of daily implementation to meet the goal of the project, and the team leader will share this plan and updates made along the way with administration. They will help each other analyze the data the program provides. In addition to the leadership team, the teachers will also play an important role in making the program matter to students and parents. Teachers will communicate to the students and their families the concept, purpose, and goals of the program. The ideal vision that implementation of the iReady program will bring about is one where teachers have time to teach grade level standards, provide differentiated instruction to meet the needs of the individual child for each standard, and not have to have an unrealistic amount of planning to do in order to perform these tasks. Administration does not have to ask teachers to develop extra data reports, and they can easily monitor student progress. Parents will be provided with a stress-free way of ensuring their child is getting meaningful assistance at home through iReady. Students will be motivated to use iReady because it will be at their level, provide games during lessons, and the lessons themselves will be engaging. All of these elements will lead to the overall vision of creating a 15% increase in the number of students who are proficient in the math and ELA standards as measured by the FSA. 3 elements that will be most critical in effectively communicating the change management plan are using multiple forums, repetition of ideas, and a give and take in communication. Multiple forums will be used to communicate the vision. The leadership team will meet consistently, probably every 2 weeks, with the teachers to discuss and analyze the progress towards the vision. Leadership members may also have informal one-on-one discussions with teachers as needed. Emails sharing progress towards the vision may also serve as reminders to other team members. Teachers will also share and remind parents and students of the vision through emails, posting information on class websites, and during conferences. The literacy coach will also field questions through one-on-one discussions or during team meetings. Repetition of the change vision will help all members remain focused on the goal. In order to do this, leaders must make sure they are incorporating the change vision into most aspects of daily communication with staff. There also must be open two-way communication between stakeholders. This is crucial when considering the communication between administration and teachers. If feedback from both sides is not listened to, then errors will not be recognized or corrected until it is too late in the process. In order to facilitate this type of open communication, administration needs to make it clear that they welcome teacher feedback, since they are in a higher position of power, and remind teachers of this during meetings and interactions. Teachers should do the same with their students in a way that is appropriate to them. If employees are not confident in the vision and their ability to make positive change occur, then it will be very difficult for this project to be a success. One of the most critical elements for empowering employees for broad-based action and implementing the change needed for this project is to make sure that the vision is sensible and communicated well to all involved. If teachers, administration, students, and parents all have a common goal of improving student learning, then it will be much easier to proceed with the necessary steps of implementing the plan. Using strategies for communication, as mentioned before, all stakeholders will understand that they all have a vested interest and will benefit from the success of the iReady program. Another crucial element in empowering employees for action is to provide the training employees need. Teachers, students, parents may all see the potential for success that iReady may bring to them, but feel intimidated about using a new piece of technology. This could lead them not to use the product or use it ineffectively, which will make the entire project fail. Administration and leaders involved must provide adequate training of how to use the program effectively before the technology has begun to be implemented, and provide support along the way. It is clear that we are ready for iReady. Thank you for watching my presentation.